Hey everybody, and welcome back to the What They Don't Teach You in School YouTube channel where we teach life. Again, my name is Donnie Thomas. I am the author of the book What They Don't Teach You in School, so go check that out. I am the developer of the Real Estate Investment Model for Wealth, which is an online seminar as well as a workshop that we offer to our intermediate as well as beginner investors that want to build their skills in the area of real estate. And I'm also an executive advisor at the Donatello Group, which is a real estate investment management and consulting firm that helps individuals as well as businesses to take their money and invest it in assets that are income producing and primarily backed by real estate. Now, in our last session, we talked about how to get out of the rat race and why we may never get there. Go check that out. There's a lot of buzz around that. There's a lot of traction on that discussion. So go comment on it. Comment on this discussion this session that we're going to have today, and it'll be a great experience. I'm looking forward to it. Today is a little bit unorthodox. We're going to talk about romance. Now, I'm sure that many of you are wondering why this guy is talking to me about romance. I don't need a love doctor. I thought he was going to talk to me about wealth and finance and how I can be in a better financial position. Well, that's not what they don't teach you in school is all about. It's about the power of mentorship. And I think what really encapsulates the true focus of what they don't teach you in school is a quote by W.E.B. Du Bois. And the quote goes somewhat like this. It says that education must not simply teach work, it must teach life. And that's our focus here. So we're going to talk about the intersections of all of the different things, all of the facets of your life that impact your ability to be the best you. So moving on with the session today, we're going to talk about romance and riches, how romance impacts your financial success. And to do that, I read an article published by the Huffington Post, and I'm going to go to my notes because I want to make sure that every point of this is heard. And the article was titled 5 Ways Toxic Relationships Are Ruining Your Life. And the 5 ways that they talked about in this article are as follows. They talk about how these toxic relationships destroy your self-esteem. They consume your energy. They breed negativity. And they cause you to form a template for your other relationships. And last, they increase your stress level, which we know is a killer in our society. Now, when we talk about self-esteem, how many of you under the sound of my voice have said something so hurtful to the one that you claim to love that you can see their spirit deteriorating right before you? It's not a good thing. We should be building up the person that we choose to spend our life with, whether it be a short time or a long time. And what I would challenge you with is to be the change that you want to see. And I know it sounds cliche, but what happens is when you are constantly in this, and I say constantly because consistency will allow it to manifest itself. It should allow it to manifest itself. When you're consistently taking their negativity and you're steering it in a direction so that no one is hurt, so that you can take what they say, take the feedback that they provide to you and spin it in a positive way. You don't have to worry about your your self-esteem being damaged or you damaging their self-esteem. I've been in situations where my significant other would try to say some things, some hurtful things that would damage my self-esteem. And I had to learn how to steer it in a positive direction. You know, in the article where they started to talk about the consumption of your energy and your time, I'm sure that many of you may be familiar with the phrase, ain't nobody got time for that. Because nobody does. Nobody has time to spend being negative all the time. And I arrived at this conclusion when I came up with my deal breakers. And I challenge you to come up with your deal breakers. I was in a situation where I couldn't understand why I was going through the motions with this individual, and I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting what I thought I needed. So I had to sit back and think and say, I can't talk about every little thing. I need to really focus on what I demand from a relationship and be unmoved by anything or anyone that tries to sway me from those demands. And when I came up with my deal breakers, there were really just 2 things. And we had a beautiful discussion. And from that discussion, it allowed us to then usher our lives in the directions that they were supposed to go. So come up with your deal breaker. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go home and kick down the door and tell your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend I demand this and you're going to have to give me this or you're going to have to get out or we're going to have to break up. No, I'm not breaking up homes this year. I'm just telling you that what you need to do, or ever. But what I'm just telling you is that you need to come up with your deal breakers because those are the things that are going to allow you to get out of those situations, negative situations, and allow you to put yourself in a much more positive space so that your personal life, your romantic life, can add to your business life because those things impact one another. I'm sure you've gone to work and you've seen someone in a very pissy mood and you've wondered, why is John, why is Derek, why is Sam mad? And it probably stems from something at home. Moving on to the next topic, breeding negativity. Some people have a personal policy of calamity and callousness that they try to inject into your spirit. And when they do that, they want to impregnate you with that same negativity so that you can then birth that to the world. And that's never where you want to be. I was watching The Secret. Many of you may know The Secret, and the man by the name of Mike Dooley, he said, thoughts become things. A lot of the things we think manifest themselves in the physical realm. And so you don't want to be in a position where someone is pouring negative thoughts and negative energy into your life that's causing you to birth negative things into this world. Because when people see negativity all around you, they will steer very clear from you. Because people do business with people they like. And if no one likes you, if no one wants to be around you because they can sense your negativity, you're going to have a hard time personally and you're going to have a hard time professionally. So that's why this topic is very, very important. You want to make sure that you are sowing seeds of happiness and positivity all over your life so that in every facet of your life, you seek joy. The next area, relationship templates. So, I'm sure you all have heard songs or heard people talk about not bringing the baggage from the old relationships, and we can't help it. We can't help it. We're just creatures of habit. We tend to develop these templates of how relationships should go and how people should interact, and we bring them to the next relationship. Well, I'm here to tell you that you cannot template a person. People are very unique. I'm sure we've all seen the template of the selfish individual that believes that all they need to do is try to see what they can get out of a relationship. That's not what you want to do. I used to have what I call it the template of the flight in the face of friction, where if I saw any kind of friction or confrontation, I'm gone. I'm about to get ready to go down the street. I'm about to go out because I did not want to engage in that negativity. But you need to figure out what your template is. You need to figure out what your partner's template is, and you need to figure out how to break those things down because, again, you cannot template a person. The last thing, stress. This one was very impactful to me because I remember a situation where I was in a relationship and the stress of that relationship caused my eyesight to deteriorate. It caused the left side of my body to go numb when I would be around that individual. And when I noticed those things happening to me at a young age, I really thought I was going to have a heart attack. And from that moment, it made me realize that anyone, romantic or otherwise, that has that kind of impact on me does not need to be around me. Either we need to figure out how to change this and quickly, or we need to separate. And I don't want those individuals because we are compassionate people. We want to stick around. We want to feel like we have to stick in there to help our significant other and be the great girlfriend or boyfriend, wife or husband, and all the way to the end. But it's literally killing us on the inside because this individual isn't good for us. So I say all that to say that if you look at these 3 points, figure out how to be the change that you want to see. Figure out how to come up with your deal breakers. Figure out how to never let anyone transfer any negative energy towards you. Understand what your template is and break it down and try to customize that for the person that you're with. And hopefully, by doing those things, you'll build a better romantic relationship that'll also translate into your business relationships. Again, my name is Donnie Thomas, and I thank you for joining the second session about romance and riches, how romance impacts your financial success. Talk to you soon.